What do you make of the Raiders now? What do you make of the Las Vegas Raiders? I don't think things change very much.
Yeah, I still think they're a good team. Obviously, not the best night for Derek Carr and John Gruden. I think they just ran into a really good quarterback and a really good team. I think the Chargers are really good. That's a team that can put three teams in a division that can put three teams in the playoffs.
But you went to the game last night, Mike, and you texted us it was 80-20.
It was 80-20.
80-20
no
Raiders fans.
The Chargers fans that were probably sold their tickets. But I will say one thing. The Raiders just they couldn't gel. They didn't look good. Like, I was sitting with a lot of Raider fans, and like, this isn't our team. I'm like,
it isn't your team. I mean, they had 3 games this year, and 2 of them were crazy-ass affairs at home that could have gone either way. You know? The one in Pittsburgh was very impressive, and I don't want to hear that the Steelers can be had. You still have to go into that building, and I know that the Steelers were banged up. You still have to win the games that are right there in front of you, and how many times you see a team that doesn't. So this week against the Bears is going to be something, because I want to see how the Bears locker room is handling it's Dalton's team, or when he's healthy, and if not, it's Justin Fields' team. I'm going to keep hammering this one.
Eckler looked great. Oh, my God.
You know? Oh, no. I
Chargers look really good.
And that stadium is just that stadium's unbelievable.
We have 2 really good teams in L.A. from 0.
You know what was really weird last night? Here's really weird. The kids were totally out of sorts, because in my household, and here in Southern California, when the sky flashes, they're like, what is that?
Yeah. It was nuts.
And then when there's a rumble, they're like, what is that? A thunderstorm here in Southern California just like never happens. You know, that famous 70s song, it never rains in sunny Southern California. I mean, they were like, what's that flash? What is that bang? And we got to a window where, you know, where the view is of this, where you could see the sky. And we watched the lightning for 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just like, take a look, kids. You know, like when we're on the East Coast, you might see it every now and then. But out West, they're like, what is that? And then just to see, you know, the game got
It was raining
postponed.
as we were walking in.
Well, the game gets postponed. And so I then, Dad's got to go back in the office because I did the Westwood One pregame and halftime. And so I filled with Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner. There may be an I in Rich and Eisen, but I'm a team player. So I went back in, you know, and I went back into the studio and went back on the air with them. And so that was weird. And then the fact that there's a canopy over the stadium, but that also required, you know, the game to be pushed. I heard that there was a lightning strike near the stadium.
It was right there. Like, I saw it as we were walking in. It was rich. It was nuts.
And that caused all sorts of traffic problems yesterday. Yeah. But that was one thing out of sorts. But to explain to my children why the Mannings were not on, they were also very confused by that. And, you know, this is how I can tell the Mannings how popular their Manningcast is. That my 2 kids, my 13-year-old and my 10-year-old, were like, you're not watching the Mannings tonight. And I'm like, that's right, they're off. They're like, that's right. We were talking about it, both of them, okay? 7th grader and a 5th grader in a middle school and a grade school. They both said that their classmates were talking about it.
Wow.
And that they told me this. I swear, I was blown away that the reason why it's not on is because of the baseball playoffs.
Were they watching our show yesterday?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, but this is what they were talking about it. And I'm sorry, it was just confusing with you guys. You guys are my children. No, I'm just kidding. They both were like, what's going on? And I explained to them if there was a game 163 tonight, it would have been on ESPN2. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm talking about this with my children. But they missed the Mannings last night.
We all did.
And, you know, and I tread in these waters lightly, because I understand if I was calling the game and, you know, and somebody who I'm colleagues with and we've had Greasy and we've had Louis Riddick and Steve Levy on this show, and I've known Steve since I started ESPN in '96. And obviously, Brian Greasy, I have nothing but love and admiration and respect for as a Michigan Wolverine. And Riddick is one of the best to listen to. So me saying that I miss the Mannings is no disrespect to them. It really shouldn't be viewed that way. But I missed them last night. And they should be thankful that they were off last night. Because if they're still getting used to doing this, as they are, there is no tougher thing to do in our business than fill time when you're not expecting to. And the rundown does not have anything on it because you've been caught blindsided by, say, a thunderstorm in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There are no what happens if there's a thunderstorm delaying the kickoff tonight in Los Angeles contingency plans. They don't exist.
No.
So the Mannings would have had, I don't know, would they have told them,
they'll
just show what's going on in the stadium? They wouldn't have had Eli and Peyton just, hey, Peyton, what's on your DVR? Like, what's on Peyton's DVR?
Manningcast usually picks up right at kickoff.
Right.
So they take the 15 minutes of the guys in the booth.
Yeah, but they were ready to go. Like, I was signed off of Westwood One. Everyone was like ready to go. And then all of a sudden I get a call saying, hey, we're hearing that the game's going to be delayed. It wasn't like, it really was a last-minute decision.
Yeah. I felt bad for Susie and everyone on the field when they kicked it back down on them because it was like, all right, we got to fill. Okay.
I know.
Steve,
and that's
what do you think?
I know. That's when Steve Young is caught saying, well,
Yeah.
lightning doesn't go sideways. And then Twitter lights up, figuratively, with photographs of lightning going sideways.
Right.
Because lightning can't go sideways through the open areas of SoFi. And it's just like, well,
it might. Yeah. And then Gruden was so confused. There was a shot of him where the referee came up to him and was like, hey, the game's being delayed. And you could see him mouth. He goes, what for?
What for?
Yeah.
He's like,
there's a roof.
He's like, what for?
That's what I was thinking.
He was so confused. And also, it was kind of a competitive thing, Mike, because the Chargers didn't come out of the locker room.
No.
The Raiders came out and were on the field and were all hype and then had to go back inside.
And then they started again,
Because when
right?
they came out, the crowd, it was insane.
So now Eli tweeted about it? You told me that he did. I have not I have not seen it. Is it weird that Peyton and I are just talking on the phone watching the game tonight? I assume he is still sweating a lot. Wow. Well done.
That was last night.
Well done.
During the second quarter. Pretty funny.
Boy, they know how to brand themselves in this Manningcast, and their humor is just spot on funny.
Yeah, no Manningcast until week 7.
So, because the next week is
2 more off weeks.
Right. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.